for tuning into Heirs TV.
If I go outside the lines, you know, and so that's why our job as disciples is to assist people to stay within the lines. Whoa, 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 where you going? Where you going? You're going too far. You do that with your children. Like your children, whoa, whoa, where you going? No, you don't want to go there. You don't want to do that. Or when they were young and they're going towards the electric socket, whoa, 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 where you going? You know, you don't want them to electrocute themselves. Or if you made a mistake and stuck the handle out of the pot and the pot has boiling water, whoa, 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 you don't want to go over there. What you're doing, you're teaching them boundaries. You know, and I watch kids that are taught boundaries. They come in the house. You don't have to childproof it. They know what not to touch. And some of them that are not taught, tearing up everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you know that, because then as you get older, you respect boundaries. You just don't do anything and everything. And so that's important. So we have to know that to show that. We have to know that to be able to show that. See, that's what happened with Adam and Eve. But the guy said, okay, here's the garden. Y'all can eat of anything, just stay away from those trees. Immediately, these are the boundaries. He was teaching them boundaries. Whole thing was he was trying to get them authority, so he was teaching them obedience so they could draw authority, but he said, just don't eat of these two trees. You got everything. Seriously? And you're in my presence. Why would you walk out of my presence? And that's what Eve did. She had to walk out of his presence to even eat of that fruit. Now, all you see is, as we were talking about, we were just talking about God and time. Well, now she walked out of the presence of God and into time, into limits, into aging, into temporary. Because, you know, the time you're born and the time you die, that's your temporary life. She walked out of eternal into temporary. And now you're dealing with things that you shouldn't be dealing with. So, again, we have to grow up. When we're children, we don't recognize, but children don't care less about boundaries. Like, what's the big deal? What's the difference? They be doing stuff, breaking rules, doing all types of stuff, get a car. You know, when I first started driving, I think I drove 65 everywhere. Residential, 65 and up. Everything was just 65, just 65. And I didn't realize it until I got a little older, or maybe a little later in that year, but I worked with juveniles. So, and I was wondering, like, they was quiet a lot when I was driving. They was quiet because they were scared. Because it could be raining, pouring out rain. I'm still nothing less than 65. So I was just wondering, because they used to always be talking. I was like, man, they awfully quiet. Boy, they really respect me. No, they weren't quiet. They was like, he gonna kill us. If he don't slow down. Probably was holding on to their seat like, you think we gonna get this skating? This skating trip is not worth this. But see, that was childish. Not recognizing boundaries, not understanding boundaries. So I was flying everywhere I went, you know. And, you know, little car only went 85. I went 90 all the time. It only went 85. I assume it was 90. I don't know what it was, but it was past the little 85 that was on the car. You know, poor 4-cylinder. I'm driving it like it was an 8-cylinder. Right? So, but again, that was childish. And see, the scripture says when we mature, we put off childish things. What do? We recognize there's boundaries. We recognize there's designations. We recognize that there's things that we can't do. It's not best. 1 Corinthians 6:12, all things are lawful, but not expedient. So all things are lawful means, yes, you could do anything you want. You can go all over the place, but that's not best. 1 Corinthians 12 is not best. Expedient means I'm doing what's best. I'm staying within the boundaries so I can live a life of fulfillment. You know, I remember my wife had this dream that she was changing these babies. And they had all these balls over them. The interesting thing, you brought this up. This is actually in my notes. And she says, so they had all these balls over them, but they needed changing. And she was like, okay, because, you know, this is how you deal anyway. You're like, well, I don't want them to hurt. Yeah, but you got to change them. And so she asked God about the dream, and God said, well, you know, he said, I was going to send you some women that they were going to be sensitive, meaning that every time they were challenged, they're hurting, so they might flinch or they might fight because they're hurt, but they got to be changed. And see, that's, as disciples, we're doing that, where people have to be changed from a childishness, I'm going to say wildness, to be focused, to recognize boundaries. And actually, at first, it's very uncomfortable. Like we were talking about the other day about the word, the 915 class, it's an acquired taste. Because at first, even when I was taught boundaries, I'm going to tell you, even shooting, when I was taught how to shoot right, it just wasn't comfortable. I'm like, man, I'm making, and that was my attitude. I'm making the shot, so I shot. So I don't know how, well, one dude told me one day, man, you can shoot, but he probably was like a little kid. He making a couple shots. Let me be nice to him. But it was an awkward shot. And when I was taught to shoot right, it was uncomfortable because I had to use my whole body and toe, knee, elbow. And you had to, but I just kept doing it, no matter how uncomfortable it was. Using my other hand. When we were talking about coordination, and when I was talking about my grandson, so he has determination. So he's working on coordination. So I was telling my son, I said, oh, that's no big deal. He's young. I said, we can get him coordination. And I told my wife, I said, baby, actually, I was very uncoordinated. She was like, seriously? I said, yeah. I said, just fundamentals. You keep working on the fundamentals, you're more coordinated. Like, I used to shoot the left hand like this. You get the ball. I couldn't. But I shoot left hand, jump shots, layups, all types of stuff. But the fundamentals, I broke myself. I broke myself to do something uncomfortable. And that's how it is with boundaries. It's uncomfortable at first, but you can train yourself. The word, we were talking about it today, because this weekend kind of set me back on my reading. I normally am never set back, so that means, if you miss 25, you got 50, so. And so I was reading. I said, well, reading. I said, reading is relative. Because I remember when in 1992, I decided I was going to discipline myself to read more. Read 2 chapters a day. I thought 2 chapters like on the moon. Like, I'm reading 2 chapters a day. What? Because I wasn't reading. So 2 chapters a day to me was like I hung the moon. But I read 2 chapters a day. Like, I could read that at the light. Oops. Not supposed to be reading while I'm driving. I know. Oops. Boundaries. Like, look, okay, thank you, Pastor Bella. Right, but, so, we have to change. We're going to be uncomfortable. But we have to, at first. But after a while, it's a part of your default. It's a part of your autopilot. You get used to it. Read all the time. You'll do the uncomfortable things more than you think. So we got to get beyond acting like children. You guys read it for yourself. Even, when you talk to people, you're going to have to challenge them with everything. If you see somebody and they're taking in poison or they're taking in things that are, how can I say, clouding their view. You don't have to be a mall cop. Be a veteran officer. The difference between a mall cop and a veteran officer, a lot of the mall cops never had authority, so they're trying to overly exercise. Hey, Mr. Field, hey, yo, just turn over here. Just go down this side. I want people going this way, walking down the right side of the hallway, and then I want the people coming back this way, walking down the left side of the hallway. Okay, let's go. You guys, are you serious? Hey, where you going? I'm walking. That's where I'm going. I need you to spin around, do 3 laps. That's somebody just didn't have authority. We do that sometimes when we're talking to people about sin. What you doing? Why are you doing this? You're going to hell. You don't have to do that. But guess what? You can address it. You can just bringing up the discussion is all you really need to do. You just want to pass the Keys line. So how long you been smoking? That right there done started the conversation. Without me going, you smoking? You ain't see that commercial? You gonna have a hole right here. You gonna wither away. You look like you're looking bad right now. You don't just have the conversation. So talk to me with the drinking. What's the benefit? You can just have the conversation. So you live out here without going to church, without getting the word in. How you do it? I mean, I can't do it, but you probably got some special method that you're doing. How do you do this thing without God? See, again, as a disciple, have those conversations, because you're gonna have to challenge people. Sexual immorality. You have to talk to people about that. Ooh. Because that's like Superman around kryptonite. People getting weaker and weaker, and you're going, hey, as long as they mind their own business, that's fine. You're a disciple creating disciples. So you see somebody struggling, and you're just going to let them just, that's too bad. Glad I'm not going through that. Ooh, I'm fit as a fiddle. Powerful and strong. I'm binding and loosing. Well, look at them, boy. I got beat up again by the devil. Boy, they just look so helpless. They can't even get up. They argue about everything. Misunderstand everything. Now, that's lust. Lust clouds you. You ain't going to help them? See, now that's a different attitude than to almost like make them look bad so you feel good. You lustful, nasty thing, you. Come talk to me, because we need to get you together. That's totally different. Then, now this may be cool for you, but I just want to make you aware of something that's working for me. Like y'all do it now with sales, with is it alkaline water? You don't see nobody going, well, I don't really want to say nothing about the alkaline water. They might get offended. But you want the person to get hydrated, or you want somebody that has some health tips. I was talking to a football player the other day. He was getting on me about my Rocky workouts. And he said, Keith, man, you're not doing this right. He said, you could get some better results if you do this. So I just sat and listened. As opposed to, you ain't telling me what to do. This is my workout. I'm Rocky. Trying hard now. Eye of the tiger. No. I said, well, email me all this stuff. Some of the stuff I even start trying already. But so why can't we do that with the word? So it's more important for somebody to get workout tips than to get the word. To understand that they're going too far and it could destroy them. Right? Basically, that's what he was telling me. He says, if you keep doing that, you're going to ruin every part of your body. So you know me, if you keep doing that, you're going to ruin every part of your life. Right? We can't do that. So, just getting to real growth and helping people. So we're helping them to recognize the boundaries. And then once they recognize the boundaries, they'll recognize when they're walking out of the presence of God. Because when you walk out of the presence of God, it's hard for you to connect with God. It's hard for you to hear God. See, if I walk out of the presence of God, I'm consuming myself with more of the world. So I got more things. I'm taking in more things that's cutting off the signal. And then now I'm in a tough situation. Remember, we said your life is made up of some accurate choices or some inaccurate mishaps. And it's just little centimeters. It'd be like one little decision that takes you, in enemy territory. Like I told you, like my friend is a pilot. He said, you turn that thing by 1 degree wrong, you can end up in enemy territory. They'll either force you down or shoot you down. And you were flying the family on vacation. Or you just turned the number 1 degree wrong.
Thanks for tuning into Heirs TV. The completion of this video or entire audio can be accessed at our website at www.heirscc.org or on Heirs CCC channel, YouTube, and Heirs Radio via SoundCloud and iTunes. Donations can be given at our website. Thank you. Remember, at Heirs, we believe we're just what you prayed for.